Ladies and gentlemen, our next guest, award-winning, you know what, he needs no introduction. This is Kevin Costner. How are you?
I'm good, thanks.
Yeah, well, I know you just came over from SportsCenter, so thank you for joining us. And you're here to talk about Draft Day, but I must ask, I know that Boomer's in the movie. I think you got Gruden in the movie. No Skip, no Stephen A., no Carrie Chan.
Yeah, well, they didn't make the, you know, the Boomer and these guys, they start making demands right away, you know, about do they get the girl in the movie? Do they, you know, it's like, no, it's not that kind of movie, honestly.
Well, tell us about Draft Day. Obviously, you're here to promote it. Tell us about it.
Yeah, well, it happens in a single day. All right, so and I'm the GM of the Cleveland Browns, and so there's a little history there. It's like I say, it happens in one day, so I'm up early. I know what's at stake. I'm putting the tie on, and on come all the talking guys on ESPN just dogging me really bad. and my girlfriend, as I'm on my way to work, she wants to talk about a very big issue in my life, and I said, "Could this wait?" And she said, "No, I can't." So the man-woman thing is playing itself out beautifully the way it has for a million years. She just won't wait on my most important day. Yes. And I get in my car, and the radio's beating on me, the town's beating on me. So things don't go well as I go to work and have to, you know, start my day about trying to turn our franchise around. And what happens is, and I'll just wrap it up, what happens is, things don't get much better, but right at the end, the universe kind of opens up, and he sees an opportunity, and he starts to find traction. So I didn't think a movie like this could be exciting because I love sports. I watch this stuff. I didn't think it was going to translate. I didn't think the guys coming out of the corn was going to work till I read it. Right. And when I read this, I thought, you know what? The writing got a hold of this movie, and it worked, and it became exciting, and it took writing because our game is different than a movie.
Real quick, Steve. Sure. Do you take Johnny Manziel at the end of the movie?
I don't take John. Okay. No, I don't take John.
That's all that matters. Cleveland Browns.
There's a thing that he has in his mind. Doesn't mean I wouldn't take John, but it was a movie. Okay.
I got to ask, why the Cleveland Browns? Of all the organizations you could have been a GM for in the movie, why the Cleveland Browns?
Well, it deals with a franchise that suffered for a while.
So not the Cowboys, huh? I'm just wondering.
We talk about the Cowboys. They have their issues. And the writer came from Cleveland. So, you know, a lot of times in this whole game, somebody writes about what they know. And this young guy wrote this script, and it was really, really good, and it was about the Browns.
How much did the unexpected runaway success of Moneyball have to do with the making of Draft Day?
I don't know. You know, I don't play on the rhythms of what seems to be working. This was a difficult movie to get made. It didn't cost a lot. It was I don't know, you know, I really don't think about trends because, you know, I don't think about the conventional wisdom of what's working because, you know, my theory about conventional wisdom is what if everybody's wrong? And in sports, you almost have to have that. You have to have your own instincts about why you do something. And a lot of times it flies against what people are saying because the way you measure things is, even though sports is nothing but statistics, and that seems like that to the outsider, we know it's so much more than that. It's being really intuitive about things. I mean, you don't ignore them, but they don't always come to play when you know, and that's why some guy can take the guys that you have and puts them on his team and they win. Yeah. There's something about our game that's interesting.
Got to ask you this question because I'm wondering, playing this role for this movie, you said you're a sports fan, which means that some point in time or another, in the privacy of your home, you're a critic too from time to time. Yeah. What did you get from playing this role? Did it make you more sympathetic towards a lot of sports figures? Did they be GMs, coaches, or whatever?
I've always kind of been. I prefer to watch sports on television anyway. You know, I don't like to go to them live. I don't know how to watch them. I know, and I have to watch every play. I can't just check in with it 5 plays later or and see what's the score, how's it going. That's not how I can watch a game. I literally feel like I have to see every play to understand the rhythms of going forward. But empathy should be something that we all need to have because, you know, you got to try to understand really what's going on. I have a hard time rooting against somebody on Super Bowl. I can root for somebody, have a difficult time rooting against anybody because wow, I've been watching all season. I understand. It's like, you know, really, you want to go root really loudly in front of some guy's wife. When on the other team, you go, it's hard to do. I'm not loud.
Okay.
I'm quiet.
So we're almost out of time. Of your sports,
how did that happen?
Just got started. Of your sports movies, Tin Cup, Bull Durham, Field of Dreams, which was the most fun for you to make?
Well, it's always more fun to throw the ball around. You know what I mean? I mean, it's like you horse around. That's sports has been that forever. Boom, the whistle starts, you play. But even what people don't know is that when the whistle goes away and everybody goes away, we're still playing.
Yeah.
I used to play till the street lights went out. You know, that's how I knew to come home. But because I try to pick these things really carefully, I almost can't weigh them. I mean, to play baseball out in the cornfield was special when the lights went down and the fireflies started to come up. To play Bull Durham, to go into those little minor league parks and to play against and to play again. That's the word, right? To play again. That's something that we don't want anybody to take away from us. So, you know, pitching a perfect game in Yankee Stadium was magic for me. And, you know, sometimes when the camera would be way high up, they say, well, we'll let a double do that. I said, no, you won't. I'm going to go out there. Because I'll tell you, this is, maybe we are going too long, but that happened when there was that scene of signing the ball up there. Tell them that the ball goes all the way up. Now the owner's up there. I'm in between innings. I'm throwing. That should have been a double out there. I said, no, I'm going to do that. He said, why do you want to do that? I said, because no one's going to be standing there, and I'm going to throw as hard as I can. I'm not going to hurt anybody. Because I was always worried about some kid's career.
Yeah.
Because I go out there and I kind of let it go, forget where I am, I hit somebody. Right. So there was nobody there. And I remember I was out there for about 30 minutes because that's how long it took to see it out. That was one of the greatest moments of my life. It's not on film. It was just for me. I went through and I let it go.
I'm getting chills listening to this story.
Wow.
Draft Day in theaters on Friday. Thank you so much for joining us.